Welcome back, everybody. This is Money Mom. Today we're going to talk about how you can cut your bills in half. I know what you're thinking. Gee, this sounds like fun. Next video, please. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about 4 ways you can cut your bills in half. First, I will mention the reasons that some of you may want to do this. Some people run into a snag where everything hits at once. I think we've all had that happen. Car repairs, home repairs, medical expenses, all sorts of things happen all at once. And we get a little bit behind. Maybe our savings is really low, or we just get a little behind where maybe we've charged some things. We've all been there, right? Or I should say many of us have. Well, this could be a time where you could kind of sit back and reflect. So, these are the 4 steps I'm going to give you. And I first want to say, before telling you these, that just because you do these doesn't mean that you have to do this every month of your life. This could just be a temporary fix. So, for example, say for some reason, and I did this last year, where I had to just wipe out my savings where I was down to almost nothing, okay? Well, I had to make some changes, and you might just make those changes for a few months, but it could get you back up to speed. First thing you'll do, take a piece of paper and write down all the bills you have to pay on one half of the page. For example, you like to have electricity and you like to have a place to live. So those are important things to pay for, right? Then, a lot of people will think some of these things are needs, but they're really not. Write the things that are not an absolute need. And there's a few of those things that I'm kind of teetering whether it's a need or not, and I'll explain later. But for example, Netflix, cell phone, but some people only have a cell phone instead of a home phone, so that may not be. It could be any type of service that you're using, such as satellite radio, that type of thing, and write those down, okay? Then figure out what your basic bills are and your basic needs versus your wants, and see what the difference is and see what you could cut back on. Just to kind of give you all an idea, I know a lot of people think, well gosh, I don't want to cut out my cable or my Netflix. Some of these bills, if you call and let them know, hey, I've run into some snags and I just kind of want to take a little time off, but I don't want to cancel the service. Some of them will let you postpone the service for up to 90 days. And I've done this before with some of the services that I have. For example, DirecTV, I've done that with. And I took some months off where I didn't have a DirecTV bill, which gave me some more cash. So that's something to think about. So that's one thing you can do. Number 2, really look at your bills, what your needs are and what your wants are. The other big thing is, and this is a no-brainer, don't buy anything additional. In other words, there's always things that we can buy, and I feel that many of us have expectations. For example, you're invited to a baby shower, and oh, you don't have an outfit to wear. Well, maybe it's not acceptable to wear a pair of shorts or a pair of jeans, but if they want you there, you know what? I don't see why we have to go buy a new outfit to do something. I had a friend recently ask if she could borrow one of my dress outfits so that she could attend a function, because she didn't want to spend the money to buy it because she rarely dresses up. So, see if there's something you really need and you don't have money for it. See if a friend or a family member has it. Also go to Craigslist or OfferUp. I'm amazed at the stuff people want to give away for free because they just want it out of their house. So be very mindful of what people want to get rid of, because these are things that could be useful to you and your family, and maybe you have something you're not using that you could share. Also, another big thing, and I've already kind of gone into this, and this is my last point, cut your food bill in half. And I know this doesn't sound fun. We've virtually almost done this, because I'm not buying near the processed food. I'm not buying the frozen dinners, the frozen foods. I'm making almost everything from scratch, and I'm using the 5-ingredient or less cookbook, so it's not taking me that long. And so we have so many leftovers and so much food at this house because I'm just making most of it, and we've just got a big stockpile. Before, I would buy fun food or granola bars, and we still keep a little bit of that. But guess what? People want something convenient, so they just grab it and eat. Well, we would run out of that stuff. So within 2 days of the grocery store, we wouldn't have very much food in this house. So you can cut your grocery bill in half by really spending a little bit more time in preparing. I know it does take a little time, and sometimes time is something that many of us don't have a lot of, but we can at least make a few improvements with this. I hope some of these suggestions may help some of you if you're in a position right now where you really want to save a little bit of money, or maybe get ahead or pay off a big bill that's kind of looming over your head. My suggestion would be to do some of these things I've suggested, and in addition, find a side hustle that works for you. Whenever I need more money, I try to do two things. I reflect on what my bills are and what I can cut back on, and I try to make a little extra money, like pick up an extra scheduling project or something where I can bring in some extra money. That way I've got the balance of both of these things. I hope that all of this has been helpful to you. I really want to hear your suggestions. Tomorrow is Freebie Friday, where I'm going to tell you all the wonderful things that I got for free last week, and some of them will amaze you. And this weekend I'm going to go over our budget spreadsheet of how and why we create 2 different budgets for our family and why it works for us. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, and I love you.